my family, we go way back to the 20s with my grandfather and my dad in the asphalt business. So let me tell you what I've been doing since I've been here. I moved here in 1981, and I started an asphalt company here in 1981. I was a contractor and a manufacturer all those years. In 2003, I sold my contracting business. It's still in existence here today. It's called Asphalt Protectors, and he's doing very, very well, the current owners of that company. And he also owns one of my plants. Now, what have I been doing since then? I've been building asphalt seal coat plants around the country. I have them in Florida, Denver, Minnesota, Wisconsin, soon to be in Washington State. I have them in Idaho. I have one in Reno. I have one in Texas. And we're building them all over. And this is due to the fact that my family, invented a driveway seal coating in the 1940s that we have now changed in the early 80s and made it even better. And it's called pitch black, and we have it everywhere. So that's what I've been doing. Yes, I plead guilty. I was an entertainer when I was a kid. Back in the 70s, I was a recording artist. I worked at Disney World on the weekends when I wasn't doing slave labor for my dad at the plant and the asphalt company in Orlando, but that's where I was. We picked a city to come to. My daughter, my wife, and I moved to Reno with no relatives or friends here and started fresh. Never asked anybody for anything. Worked our way up with nothing and created this big company that has an empire all around the country, and I'm really proud of it, and I've done really, really well. Now, what am I going to do for you? And that's what we really need to talk about. So let's talk about, first of all, the healthcare. And I want to thank Jill Dickman and Dick Westrup, who've been carrying around those petitions. I have, too, to get people to sign to get rid of the Silver State Exchange, which really is, if you don't know, it's facilitating Obamacare, guys. Don't fall into the thing that the governor wants to tell you that if we didn't do it, they would do it. Well, we're doing it for them. And what's worse about that thing is, you may not know, it's like the Massachusetts, the Romney Care. If Obamacare was abolished tomorrow, the Silver State Health Exchange could still exist because they have an item in there that says that they could keep it here and we would still be under that. So if you don't know that, you need to take a look at that. It's a very important thing. Now, in that, you have to know who voted for it. Everybody. Some people were duped, and they were given the wrong information. I'll give them that much. And they're saying they want to get rid of it now. But everybody down there voted for it. So we have that petition today. If you want to sign it, I encourage you to. If you've got questions to ask about it, please ask us. We'll be happy to tell you what it is, what it isn't. And let's move on to Common Core. Okay, that's a favorite subject, isn't it? I'll say, what is Common Core? Well, it's everything you don't want. That's the first thing I have to say about it. But really, what is it? Well, I'm going to be meeting with the Washoe County School District myself. There's something that was said. I missed the Reno Republican Women's debate a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, because I was in an annual meeting down in Florida with all of my manufacturers. We'd already paid for it for a year, so I had to be there, so I missed it. But I heard some of the things that were said. And one of the things that Randy Kerner said, that he was very concerned about. How could you be very concerned? I mean, I'm nuts about it. I think it's terrible what I'm seeing that these people want to do to our kids. Yet, that's what he said. Well, he voted for it. He's met with the Washoe County School District. What does he know that we don't know? So I'm going to go see them myself and find out what it is that he has, what information he has that he's not telling us. And that's the next thing I'm going to do. Now, as far as a couple of the other things that are going on here, we need to talk about that really quickly, is this document. This is the Department of Taxation. Excuse me, of Education. When am I saying taxation? Education. One and the same, right, guys? Department of Education. and it's a document about opting out. The kids opting out of taking that test. And that test is the Smarter Balanced Assessments, which is soon to replace the Criterion Reference Test in Nevada, 2014 through 15. So people have been asking, parents have said, I don't want my kid to take that test. I don't want you tracking my kid. I don't want you to know about my family, what's going on at home, what religion we are, what time we go to bed. Do we have guns in the house? Are we Republicans or Democrats? It's none of their damn business. We all know that. But go down there to your school and tell them it's none of their damn business. They'll have you in cuffs down at the Washoe County Sheriff Department in about 10 minutes. Because that's what they think of us. So this document is a document that was put out by all school district superintendents from Dale. It was from Dale Urquhart. I think I never can pronounce that guy's name, no offense. But anyway, here's what he says. He says, given the lack of authority, of any authority of the superintendent of public instruction to create opt-out provisions for assessments of data collection, and given the explicit statements of all children and each pupil in the relevant statutes, requests to remove students from these procedures and systems must be denied. It says, a copy of this guidance memorandum will be provided to all parents others making such a request, and if the individual desires, both the request and the memorandum may be placed in the student's school file. So basically what they're telling us, you cannot opt out of this test, whether you like it or not. Then you get to the point where, and I don't want to steal your thunder, I'll let you do that, John, but he wants to know what's in the file about his kids. And I think they told you, give them 10 grand and they'll tell you. Am I right?
Yes.
$10,000 to find out what they're saying about your children. Isn't that wonderful?
In several months,
right. I want to give them $10. On top of that, we got to talk about the last thing. And by the way, I want to delay that. I want to delay the implementation of Common Core. And I want it to include homeschooling as well. All of that. We can't get rid of it right away. It's going to take some fighting to do it. But at least let's delay it so we can, smarter heads can prevail and everybody can learn really what it is. I promise you, you won't like it. The last thing, the margins tax. By the way, it does not come up in the next session, as Lisa said. It is on the ballot, guys. It's already on the ballot. It's coming up in November. We're going to all vote on it. There's going to be a lot of people, they're going to vote for this because it's going to be that old thing. Well, if he's got that much money, I should have it too, so therefore he can afford to pay for this. That's not how it's going to work, folks. There's a lot of people against us. There's some polls out there that are saying that it's very possible they could win. They could win in that battle. So everybody you know, you need to talk to everyone you know to try to convince these people that voting for the margins tax is the biggest mistake they could ever make in Nevada. Because if they do it, 2% of the gross, people are going to leave here. It'll be like the Exodus will look like nothing happened compared to this. People will leave from everywhere. So that's the last I had to say. The campaign is doing very, very well. If you've got questions for me, please come see me. See my campaign manager, Todd Bailey. Call me on the phone. I'd love to talk to you, and it's good to have your support. Thanks.